is captivity. Now, with this captivity, the Most High takes something else away from us too. He take away our fear. See, captivity wasn't just the slavery that we inherited. We inherited fear from the psychological damage that been done through us from generation to generation. So when he break our captivity, we will no longer fear our oppressors. That's another thing the governments are afraid of. Why? Because we're really not the minority. You put us all together, we're the majority of the earth. We're going to realize that. And we're going to realize just a few little guys been picking on us. Just a few guys, what they do is they break you up in all these different groups. Therefore, you are a minority group. But when you put all these groups together, you are the majority. Psychological warfare, that's what they use on you. They call you in society, well, you're a minority, you're a minority, you're a minority. You start to think, okay, I'm minor. I'm smaller than the rest. So the Most High is going to take that away from us, that psychological fear, and realize, hold on, let me do a count right here. It's more us than them. And they can't fight. And when it comes to armies, they don't really have an army. We fighting all their armies. They use the poor. So we're really the fighters. We have, look what we got. See, the Most High going to put that back on us. Right? Read.
That I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
And the Most High says, strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. All the nations conspired together so that we could serve them. And that's what we went into in the academy this weekend, on how they even distorted history. They don't care if history is incorrect, as long as we don't figure things out. They'll lie on their own history to make sure we stay in darkness. And it tell you in Psalms 83, they all came together with one consent. In Psalms 83, and they said, let us cut them off from being a nation, so the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. This is what they did. So soon, the nations will not serve themselves of us, but the Most High have to break us first. Because why? We've become too dependent on the powers who have enslaved us. So we must go through this trouble first. Or we'll just hold on to our world and not work for our kingdom. So the Most High must break us. Or we'll just hold on to our massa and hold on to everybody and just say, look, we don't care if Christ come back. I like this kingdom, and just hold on to your massa. No, massa, take care of me. No, the Most High is going to have massa turn on you. It's purpose. He's going to take your welfare. He's going to take your health care. Don't think that Obama, and that's our lesson, who is Barack Obama. Don't think Barack Obama's health care was for rolling out free health care for the people. You see black people, yeah, I'm going to have free health care. No, you're not. What he did was he broke all the insurance companies back. He circumvented all the insurance companies. That's number one. And with this one plan, he said that you must have a two-way radio RFID chip. That's within the healthcare plan. So what he did was he instituted the mark of the beast within the bill. That's what he did. And we've read the bill on prior lessons. And in it is a two-way radio RFID chip that you must be implanted. Have your medical records, your birth certificate, everything about you, your driver's license, when you were born, your social security, your bank account. Yes, your bank account. You notice that through your banks now, everything is instant. Oh, it's so convenient. I don't have to stand in the line and get a check. They made it convenient for you. No, I don't got to pay the extra money. Listen, you paid less money before you had a bank account, because now they gave you a card that you overdraft every time. You know, you're broke before you get paid. That was purpose too. Your medical records. Oh, We have to have it where your medical records cross-reference with each other. You think the government really care if one doctor don't know your records from another doctor? What do the government care? Okay, so this is where we are. Jacob's trouble, but we shall be saved out of them. Now, we're going to go into this. Who is Barack Obama according to Scripture? Now, before he was voted in, we had a teaching in 2007 when this guy was on the rise. And I don't know if any of you can find this teaching. And we went into Daniel's, a small part of Daniel's, and said, you know what? We think this is this guy. We had it out in speaking, and we said, listen, this is going to be your next president, because there's a key part of the scripture in Daniel 11 where it says, he shall forsake, or he shall not follow the God of his fathers. When it said that, we understood that the Most High must be raising an Israelite at the last days to bring forth this Jacob's trouble. He would be a guy that looked like us and seems like he's us, but really he would be a Manchurian candidate nurtured from what you would call the New World Order powers. He would be raised separate from all of us to lead us one day and bring forth the New World Order. And with it, we would live in the worst time in earth. Before this time or ever will be. And I'm going to tell you this. Even when America is totally dealt with, which I'm going to go into the scriptures to show you it will be dealt with soon. When that happens, Barack Obama will not be in America. He will make his way back to the areas in which he was born. He's going to go right back in the Middle East. But that's after the destruction of what we call America or Babylon. And we're going to prove this. And what you can do, take all these scriptures down, research them yourself, and then look at prophecy, and you tell us if this Bible is not correct. All right? Now, the reason they couldn't use George Bush or another one of your skull and bone cronies for this next venture is because after George Bush did what he did, George Bush is the one that really ushered in this world domination you see today. But you had the whole earth sour against government based on the illegal wars of George Bush. People stopped believing in government. All right? So they needed to roll someone out that could embrace, that the world could embrace, but yet someone they could control. So they rolled him out like a rock star all over the earth, took him to Europe. It was like one of the biggest days. People came from all around the world. He went to Asia. He went to the Middle East. Then he had one real big speaking in Philadelphia. So they moved him out like a rock star. Everyone loved this guy. They thought that everything would change. We're in the residual effects of what's going on with Barack Obama right now. Okay? And he is worse than George Bush could have ever been. Why? He's worse because at least we knew where George Bush stood. We understood he's a Texas gunslinger, family in oil, CIA connection. You understand? His father was during the JFK assassination, came up under that administration, set up Lyndon Johnson to continue the Vietnam War. So we understood George Bush and the Bush families are warmongers and they after the oil. All right? So we didn't expect anything less than what we received from George Bush. But Barack Obama is something else. Now, I'm going to go into that in one moment, but like I said, I'm going to open it up for the first 10 minutes, and then I'll go into the lesson. So I noticed that lately I haven't been able to answer questions within the chat because we've been busy and what have you. So I'm going to take 10 minutes, then I'm going into the lesson. The last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread is Monday sundown. Someone asked, is there a gathering in Jamaica? We have Brother Gaja who's in Jamaica right now. So if you're in Jamaica, you can send an email. Make sure y'all check the email on that. They'll check the email. And if you have a number in Jamaica, we'll make sure Gaja call you. Next question. Get Ephesians the 6th chapter too. Rest not in flesh and blood.
Mm-hmm.
Get the ones on Abaddon.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Bible say anything about a black prince? Not that I know about. What's the next question? Okay, who? Someone asks, is that why we've had 20 to 30 years of the Bushes and the Clintons? I don't know about the Bushes and the Clinton. I know that they're all from the same cloth. But all in all, it's been the same administration, believe it or not, since the death of John F. Kennedy. Every president after JFK was a New World Order CIA puppet. When someone asks, do you think Genesis 50 is significant in the beginning of... I don't understand the question. What is it in particular in Jeremiah 50? Because I don't understand where you're coming from with it. There's many prophecies in the Bible that talks about our oppression. We're going into Daniel 11 and we're going to break that down. Okay, we're going to take 2 more questions, then we'll go into the lesson. Okay, here's a good question. David of Judah. Okay, the NNWS had a special saying why Matthew, Mark, Luke states that the Last Supper was a Passover feast. But John says it was before the Passover. Is it in the Bible? Okay. Let's look at it in the book of John. Now I'm going to tell you, there's a reason you have so many atheists, because that's who are behind this questioning of the scriptures. There's a reason you have so many atheists coming out with so-called what they would think is contradictions in the Bible, because they understand that in order to execute their power over the world, they can only overtake unbelievers. So they must make you question the source that can protect you. So it's not that the Bible contradicts itself. Those that are against the Bible don't understand it. They're looking at the Bible with a veil over their eyes. All right. So if you look for contradictions, that's what you will find. And now you have the atheists. They got a new spin now. They realize that the Bible prophecies are coming to pass, and that's driving more people to read the Word. People are not talking about the Quran, the Gita, the Book of the Dead. They're only talking about the Bible now because they see the earthquakes. They see in diverse places. They see wells blowing like a mountain in the middle of the water, oil spills. They're looking at the wormwood, where the earth, where the waters are getting bitter. So these things are only spoken of in Revelations, in the book of prophecies in Matthew the 24th chapter. So what they did